My name's Hermon Ash, and for the last about 5 decades, almost six, um, I was in the military when I was younger, my early 20s. I've done a lot of ranching and helped a lot of people start farms and nurseries. Um, Worked all my life, but for the last 25 years, I've been a blueberry farmer and a cowboy. I was always a cowboy, but I just really started cowboying a couple days out of the week, every week, for about the last 7 years. So I've had a good life, worked hard, played hard, caught a lot of fish, but something happened to me the other day. Well, I say the other day, around February, about the middle of February. Um, I had some raw spots on the roof of my mouth, and I go to the VA, and the VA didn't think they were nothing at first, but then I had a biopsy done, and I got the worst news you could get. They told me it was stage 4 cancer, a squamous cell carcinoma on the roof of my mouth, and they also found it on my larynx and also a little bit in my sinus. And when you get that, your whole world turns upside down. Not just my world, but my wife's world, my son's world, my father's world. Um, Everything just went nuts, and I couldn't work anymore. So now I'm disabled. I'm waiting on Social Security and all that, but that ain't happening. So the VA didn't give me very long to live, 8 to 12 weeks, if I don't do anything. We're going to go with the diagnosis that the VA gave me. It started out with they were going to pull all my original teeth, put a belly tube in, a feeding tube, and this was all like right now. I didn't really have a chance to think about all the things they were saying because I had pneumonia at the time. And so they were going to put a feeding tube in, take out all my teeth, do a 7 to 10 hour surgery, and then 50 shots of radiation, and then chemo for 2 years. And they wanted to start right now. And I didn't really have the time to think about everything he was telling me. So I was scared and worried that maybe this ain't the way I want to go. And then remembering all the people I know that's been through radiation and what they went through, and they died anyway. It's just the truth. So I felt like I had to digest this before I accept this, because I don't make a rash decision. Not only that, I wanted to get other opinions from other doctors to make sure this guy was on the level, telling me the truth. So we did go to another oncologist, and he did say the same thing, but his form of treatment was still as bad as the VA's, and that was chemo, years of chemo, hundreds of thousands of dollars of chemo. So at this point in my life, I had to really figure out if I wanted to go through all that or just go out with my boots on. And that's a hard call. Well, when I went to, when you got news like that, you don't know what to do or what to say, or you don't know what to do. There's no real guideline for that. I told my closest friends and my family, and because I've been so sickly lately, immediately my dad offered to loan me money, or I thought it was a loan, but it turned out to be a gift. And when I asked him, I said, Dad, what do you want me to do with this money? He said, I want you to pay the crematorium. And I went, what? And he said, don't stick your wife with that bill. He had already wrote me off for dead, which really freaked me out. some of my other friends, they kind of felt that way too because the news was so gloomy. Um, but I had one friend that said, "I think I can help you," and he was very sincere and he didn't freak out. So he gave me a book and a DVD, and I watched the DVD, and it changed my perspective more so than what the doctor had told me. There was hope, because when I left the VA, they only gave me a 20% chance to live. And that was it. Even with all the surgery, the chemo, the radiation, 20% out of 100. That's a 1 in 5 chance of existing. But what my friend showed me let me realize that maybe my chances are a whole lot better than that. Well, we had to explore my options. I went to some other doctors, some other cancer doctors, and I didn't like my options. But I was seeking more of a holistic, if you got the option, you can die from the radiation, you can die from the chemo, you can die from the surgery, or you can die from eating. I get to eat, I get to be me, I'm not going to be incapacitated, I don't have to have my teeth pulled. So holistic really hit home for me. I felt comfortable. Something tells me that that's the way I want to go. And we did. We started hunting all our options in that category. And one of the best ones we could find was a wellness clinic called Utopia. And we went. And instead of taking 5 minutes with me, which if you've ever been to the doctor, if you get 10 minutes, you got your money's worth, supposedly. This doctor spent 2 hours with me. He wanted the long version. I gave it to him. And then he looked at my cancer right there in his office. He didn't put me in a room and scare me. He acted like it wasn't that big a deal. And because he was comfortable with it, I was more comfortable with it. And what we determined is he said that he's almost sure that he can do good things for me. And when you're looking at the grim options that I have, I want good things. So I want my family to be happy. I want to survive. So so we signed up. We signed up right then and there. And when we pulled the checkbook out, they said no. They said, you need to think about this. This is important, because once you make your decision to do this, you have to give your mind, body, and soul. You got everything on the line. I mean, this is serious business, and there is a time frame. You don't have a lot of time to think about this. So I wanted to start it immediately. We tried to give them a check. They wouldn't take it. They sent me home with all the information and told me to talk to my family and friends. And then, well, my treatment options are very standard at this clinic. You start at 9 o'clock in the morning and you go till 2 in the afternoon. There's 2 phases. One is to get the cancer in remission. So you start at 9 in the morning, you stay till 2 in the afternoon for 6 weeks. And then after 6 weeks, you go back every 3 months for another week. Same thing, 9 to 2. And the fact that the clinic is close to my home, so I don't have to get a hotel room or go out of country to get this treatment. The place is clean. It makes you feel like home. All the people there are fantastic. So I feel real comfortable with this. And I'm actually starting the treatment tomorrow. So keep me in your prayers. Now, how do you pay for that? the first 6 weeks is $18,000. The follow-up visits and some dental work is going to come to, another $2,000 or $3,000. So that's our goal. Our goal is like $24,000, half the price of a new pickup truck. And I'm excited. I'm excited about getting it started. I'm excited about my friends that didn't know how to help me. I didn't know how to tell them how to help me, but now we got a way. Through this video and the credit card, now I've got an option that I can live with. And I'm excited about starting my treatment tomorrow. So keep me in your prayers, and think about helping me with a donation. That'll help out more than anything. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video. To me, it means everything, and for you to take that time means a lot. At the end of this video, you're going to see where you can make your donations, and we really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.